Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Lisa and I invite you to consider subscribing. It's fun, free, and festive. In today's video, we're going to make several different summer-inspired DIYs using items from the Dollar Tree. And now let's dive in to our first project. To make a stone-inspired decorative footed display bowl, all you need to do is purchase this plastic tray from Dollar Tree. It can be found in the plant section. You'll also need one of these vases as well as these two spray paints. The first one is just a simple primer and the other one is a stone made by Rust-Oleum. You can see from the cap it has a heavily textured appearance. Outside, you'll want to spray the primer on your two items. Once it's dried, you can see I'm following up with the stone textured spray paint. The more heavily you apply it, the more of the stone appearance you will get. I let it dry between coats. While the first project pieces are drying, I'm now spray painting two plastic toy elephants that I purchased at Walmart. These type of animals can often be found at Dollar Tree, and we're going to use them to make a set of children's bookends. You'll see how charming they'll turn out. I'm using the Rust-Oleum Satin Oasis Blue. While the project pieces are drying, I was happy to find in the Dollar Tree some of the faux leather. Here's one example of the faux leather in the brown. It's a very nice quality product that they sell with all of these other vinyls for the electronic cutting machines. And if you can find it, it's always good to pick it up. It works so well for a variety of projects. I found some in ivory. Using the back side of a Dollar Tree tray as an outline, I cut some of the cream color faux leather to fit the bottom of this silver tray. All you need to do then is to go around the border with a thin line of hot glue. I would recommend just a thin line of hot glue around that outer edge. Then all you have to do is turn it right side up and you'll be able to tell the top because it has a nice leather look texture to it. The back side is smoother. Smooth it out with your hands and don't worry about making it perfect because we're going to put some nice trim to give it a detailed finished effect. An ideal trim would be some of the self-adhesive glitter tape, but since I didn't have any of that, I'm using some of this other banded detail. And I decided to go ahead and take the two strips and cut them so that they were each 2 beads wide. That gave me plenty to go around the tray in its entirety. Details really do make a difference, and you can see how adding this decorative trim really does give it a more high-end appearance. After adding some bling as extra details, I'm now going to decorate it with some embellishments from Totally Dazzled, and they're really pretty and really fun to use. I'm just going to take the hot glue on the frame of it so it won't ooze through and show. And then we'll just put that just about right in the center there. And then we're going to also use this horse, also from Totally Dazzled, and I'm going to put that, again, I'm using the glue right on the frame of the embellishment so it doesn't ooze through, and we'll just put it right here. The nice thing about the bling and the decorative embellishments is it'll also serve to cover up any little spots of hot glue that you want to conceal and make the whole project have a more detailed, finished appearance. And so we'll just add the boot there. And I think that gives it a really fun kind of Western spirit. There are literally countless ways that you can decorate and style and use these $1.25 Dollar Tree trays. Last Christmas I made several. I've used them for hand towels rolled up on a bathroom sink or on a kitchen sink with dish towels. On previous videos, I've made a variety, including this one with the pink wrapping paper. I think you'll enjoy this next seaside-inspired project. All you need from Dollar Tree is one of their wooden seahorses from their shore living section. You'll also need a burlap round of fabric as well as some Mod Podge. You'll also want some little flowers and shells to decorate. You can see here, I've laid the burlap fabric over the seahorse, and I'm just using a sponge brush to spread some Mod Podge. I did that all the way down, and as I do sections, I'm simply laying the burlap fabric over top and pressing down. We'll let that dry thoroughly, and then we'll simply cut around the trim. Using one of these wheeled cutters from Dollar Tree, I'm simply going around the outline of the seahorse through the burlap. Be sure you have a mat underneath so you don't cut into any other surface. I saw that it was difficult to get the detailed edges. You can see I'm attempting to go around, but it doesn't cut as well around those more detailed curves. So I used the cutter to go around more broadly. Then I used a pair of scissors to cut around the more detailed design of the curves. Before I finish off the more detailed cutting to take away some of those extra threads, I decided to go ahead and decorate the fun part. I tied a little pink burlap ribbon that I also purchased from the Dollar Tree around the neckline, and now I'm adding little sprigs of greenery and flowers that I had in my stash. These are all items from Dollar Tree, and you can choose any color burlap fabric and then choose your florals to coordinate and complement the pattern and coloration on your fabric. To complement the flowers and the burlap bow, I thought a shell would be beautiful as well. You could use any shell or any other special embellishment that you may have to give it more interest and pattern and shape around that neckline. Adding some sprigs of greenery on either side also adds some pretty color and dimension. I think this is such a charming project and very evocative of seaside whimsy. And now back to our stone-inspired bowl. The two items have dried very nicely, and having given them several coats with drying time allowed between each, I am now adding hot glue to the bottom of the vase. Then what we'll do is we'll center that on the bottom of the bowl. That will act as the pedestal base, and it will elevate our stone-looking bowl to a nice height. And now for the fun part. There are countless ways to use this bowl for decorating. I'm using, in this example, some wooden beads with some tassels. That is something you could easily make yourself with handmade tassels and some wooden beads. Here, I filled it with shells and inserted a candle into one of the Dollar Tree glass cylinder vases that I decorated with jute twine and a jute flower. In the fall, you could use pine cones, you could use potpourri with a candle, you could use rocks with a living plant. There are just so many ways that once you have one of these bowls made, you can style it to complement your own decor. Now, before we finish the elephant-inspired bookends, we're going to do a very simple project I want to show you using one of the Dollar Tree cylindrical vases that are only $1.25, as well as a piece of their adhesive wall covering. We're going to simply roll the cylindrical vase and cover it with the wall covering. It's a great, easy way to decorate a vase. I did find, though, that after doing this, it would have been easier to simply leave the backing on the wallpaper and use a line of hot glue to connect it at the seam. Now I'm just folding that paper inside that diameter. It's a lovely vase to display any fresh floral arrangements that you may have in your garden or buy at the store. To coordinate with the blue elephants, I spray painted 4 of these wooden planks that I purchased in a package of 6 for $1.25 at Dollar Tree. I used the Oasis blue and matched the color, and now all you have to do is simply hot glue the little elephant paws onto the base. Then you'll make basically an L shape using the other wooden painted plank to form the side. You can see that just using a line of hot glue attaches it very well. That's our first bookend. You'll do the same thing to make a second one. These turn out so delightfully, and for just a few dollars, you can make a charming set of bookends. I think they look great as they are, but if you want to add some extra sparkle and bling, I used some of the sparkling jewels that are self-adhesive from the Dollar Tree. These add color and charm to the bookshelves. I think you'll have fun with them. Now, for those of you who like to start your fall crafting early, here's a sneak peek at some of the fall harvest displays Dollar Tree is starting to set up. I was really impressed with the beautiful florals. They are the prettiest ones I've ever seen at Dollar Tree. The flowers, the brightly colored leaves, the realism of the flowers and cotton balls, they're just such a pretty autumnal palette. And I also particularly liked the berries. They had berries and miniature pumpkins and acorns that also looked very realistic. Although it's still just the beginning of summer, it was fun to see this autumnal display. Here are some pumpkins and some verses that say, "Be thankful, grateful," as well as some little whimsical forest creatures. That's all for today, friends, but I'm working on another video with a lot more fun projects. I hope you'll join me again and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Take care and God bless.